Hello, welcome back to another video, and today, uh, well, actually the last 4 days I was busy, because as it turns out, this thing which you saw in the video on last year's last video was both orientational and directional in a combination, so I came up with 8 different circuits to actually do the shit, which then also were locational. And so I completely changed the way Cyan works using sub-redstone ticks or game tick shenanigans, and now it works everywhere perfectly in all the orientations, as you can see. I've made sure. So let's get right into the tutorial. So you will need a 5x13 long hole, which goes 3 under the floor. Of course, if this layer is solid blocks, then you only need to take 2. On the left you will need 3 blocks, on the top you will need 3 blocks, and on the right will be 6 next to your door frame. Of course, if you want it mirrored, then you need to mirror the way I build it. Of course, the glass will come out to the front, and yeah. So you will need the following resources. You will need 18 redstone torches, a stack and 16, so 80 redstone dust. You will need 54 repeaters, 48 sticky pistons, 11 redstone blocks, 20 comparators, 29 pistons, 1 triple hook, and a detector rail. Yes, you need a detector rail. I don't know, many people don't like using detector rails. You need one, there is no other way. Or of course you use a random repeater, but use a detector rail. 12 droppers, 15 hoppers, and a furnace. For these things you will need 12 unstackable items and 5 stackable items. It's actually important that you do exactly this amount and not anything else. Then of course your door frame will consist of 60 door frame blocks. I will point out which need to be solid or pushable. Of course an glass, and at least a 4 tick input, so a 4 tick repeater will do the job. Yeah, if you want to color code it, here is how many building blocks you'll need. In total that's around 3 stacks, and yeah, 50 slabs, 6 immovable blocks, and yeah, let's get right into it. So we shall start in the corner over here with the 6 in the front, and yeah, so we shall start with 2 monostables right here. Actually, what the fuck? Those are missing here. Yeah, so you need 2 monostables like this. Connect them with 4 tick repeater. Have a 3 tick repeater running into this. Have a 2 tick repeater running into that, and another 3 tick repeater running into that like this. Place the dust on that and grab yourself a block so this piston can get powered. Next we want to place 2 tick repeaters right there, followed up by 3 dust and a block. Next up, place your semi-storage power input whatever pistons, and you can also start with your slab pushers and then the storage pistons for those. And last but not least, place 3 blocks right here with a 2 tick, 3 tick, and a comparator, which of course will be powered by a hopper right here with a random item in it. And grab yourself your immovable pusher, immovable blocks, place them here, and redstone dust on top. And while you're at it, also place 2 blocks right there. That's it for orange, so let's continue with the first half of purple. You want to come to here and place 2 blocks like this, and then 5 blocks like this with another 2 right here. Comparators on these, connect them with dust, cut that signal off. 2 blocks right here, 1 in front of that one, and 3 torches. which power 3 blocks in the floor. Ignore that. So obviously this is a piston redstone block dual edge, but since we don't want a dual edge, we want a rising edge, we will cut that signal from doing the second pulse by adding a bit of delay here. 2 ticks is enough, just put it to 4 to be safe. And the way we power this is with another slab right here, with 2 4-tick repeaters and another slab right here. Now this slab might seem completely obligatory considering there will be stuff on the dropper, but trust me, you need to make absolutely sure that this is a slab or a glowstone or a hopper. Anything transparent redstone dust can be placed on, really. So yeah, let's move on. The reason we need a slab right here is so that this W and also of course this W can be powered by this 4-tick repeater. Because what many don't know, even though this looks like it's connecting to here, it actually powers that block. So yeah, I mean, I can show you like this, and the more you know, I guess. So this WW, obviously 2-tick repeaters, will climb up this 3 slabs staircase and go into these 5 blocks with even more 2-tick repeaters, like this. You also want a block right here and a block right here, which is where we cut that off. And drag out your 2-tick repeaters for the side right here. Now this one actually powers the bottom block through a drop hopper, like this, and we'll get to that really soon. But first you can place in your 9, or rather 18 normal pistons and your 3 pushable blocks right there. Make sure those are pushable. They don't need to be glass, they just need to be pushable. Yes. And not redstone blocks, you fucktards. Yeah, so continuing with where we left off with dark blue. So dark blue has a drop hopper right here, and since that isn't placed yet, we will start off with this torch and then place it right here. Place a random item in it and connect this drop hopper to that drop hopper, like that. Next up, we read that through here onto here, and this dot powers this block, and this piston updates this piston to read that. So yeah, this can be a normal block. When I place slabs without mentioning specifically they need to be a slab, that's because of the memory of the old or other designs. So however, it's in us right here, and right here is a wall block. But if that, of course, is something like glass, it would connect. Unless, of course, you have signal strength of 1. But okay, just if that's an unstackable item, a stackable item, you can make it a normal block with not thinking about it. If that's something else than a stackable item, you need to make sure that this is a solid block or this is a slab. So just place a slab and forget about it, really. Next up, 2 blocks, a gap, a block, a gap, a block, a gap, a block, and a gap. With a 3-tick right here, a 3-tick right here, and then 2 4-tick repeaters, as well as a 2-tick, a 3-tick, and a dot. Now, of course, blocks right there, and another block right here to cut this signal from interfering. Because what this does is powers the triple piston extender down here with a dust, a 2-tick, a 4-tick, and a 1-tick going into these torches. Make sure that on the side one or the most inner one you actually place 2 torches like this. That will make sure that thing actually works. So do it. And that's actually it for dark blue. Really simple circuit really. So this does all the work and we just happen to power it from all the way up here. Yay. Finishing off light green first half, we place a block right here. Solid block, so this gets cut off. Slab right here, needs to be slab. 3-tick and a block. And the way this is powered is from all the way up here with these 2 redstones. And I did not mean to power it. Whatever, doesn't matter really. Well, it does, considering we will be placing stuff right here, so yeah, don't make the mistake I did, but yeah. So that gets powered up here. This is actually a falling edge monostable, so if I should just demonstrate that. So yeah, and on this sits your input, which can be a 4-tick repeater. Yeah, so this goes into this piston, as well as this redstone line. Now why this redstone line is important, I will explain that when we get to it, but for now, place a dual edge right here. This needs to be a slab, obviously. And yeah, moving on to these blocks. So we have redstone dust right here, 2 repeaters and a repeater right here. Now what's going on here is we have 2 sticky pistons right here. We have a block right here and 2 more sticky pistons, and then 2 normal pistons right there. So those make up the other half of the pusher or slider, which needs 2 removable blocks right here to actually work. So yeah, then we have just this, and that does the job, except powering the normal pistons. For that we need a drop hopper right here, another reason why you need a slab right there, and yeah, just place a comparator, a 1-tick, a block, and then 2 more 1-ticks, and you're good. Don't worry about this brown circuit powering this repeater, that is absolutely fine. So that's it for yellow, and if you understand why these 2 dusts are necessary, congratulations, you're probably smarter than around 60% of my viewers. Because what this does is, as soon as I press the button, this dual edge fires, but this redstone line is on. So when the redstone block goes block 36, and this turns off and back on again, this dropper will be budded and thus won't fire on the rising edge and will only fire on the falling edge. Really cool tech right here. So yeah, for the next part, place a block right here with a 4-tick repeater going into a block, going into a slab right here, going into both a redstone dust, obviously, and your one and only detector rail. Because what we have here is another dual edge, except it's not a dual edge considering this blocks the rising edge, so it's really just another falling edge. Yeah, place a hopper right here, or any container really, and fill it with items so that a comparator reading it will output the signal strength of 12, as you can see in the top right corner. Because we need to subtract 12 from this torch. So do it. And then obviously that goes into 3 desks directly above the ones in the floor. And you should be good to go on the purple part. Finishing off light green now. So we have a 2-tick repeater running out of here, a dust right here, cut that off, and a 1-tick, as well as a slab right here, a 1-tick coming out of a monostable, coming from a 1-tick, and from this 4-tick repeater from the torch. Now you can already see that these need to be solid blocks, or at least, well, these need to be solid, and this needs to be stuff placed on, so yeah. At this point you can start filling in your sticky pistons right here, and your glass right here, as well as your doorway blocks everywhere really. So we take this and fill up all the stuffs except here. But we can fill up this and make sure that if this block right here is a solid block, you need to make a tripwire hook right here. Otherwise, the pusher will fuck with this block. So, yeah. You can cover up the floor completely, and we shall move on to the next bit, which actually is Cyan, and it is the most complex circuit from game knowledge wise, and yeah, it's a circuit why I have all of these here. So place a comparator right here with a 2-tick running out of it, going into this comparator pulse extender like this. Make sure there's a redstone dust up here, and make sure that these comparators are facing the way it is right here, so the one between both blocks points into the block above the torch. That's absolutely important because we don't want to hard power this with the comparator. Yeah. Because what this does, this comes from a falling edge like this, and yeah, we don't want that powered the entire time. Also make sure that this is right here. So we have our slider to, well, slide downwards as soon as this fires. This is actually one of the changes I made in the new version. In the old versions that wasn't there. Yeah, so next up, place this can be a normal block, but this right here can be a normal block. That's just memory from the old version. Repeater into a block into redstone dust around the corner, and in this corner we will place another sticky piston with a redstone block on it, because this will power this dust powering this torch, powering that stuff, powering this torch, powering that, as well as this 40 repeater, I guess. Place a dust right here, a slab right here, and a block right there with a 40 repeater and a dust. Now this will get powered by the redstone block, and that's exactly what we need to get the shift, to get that shit here going. And you might be wondering, well, this is a 2-tick on, 4-tick off Abergate. Why don't we place the 2-tick down here and the 4-tick down here? Don't do that because, yeah, it's weird. It has something to do with updating the stuff, and don't do it. It doesn't break it like every time, but for example, I think wait, northeast. I think that one right there. I think that one broke when testing that out, so whatever. Yeah, place, why is this hard powered? Yeah, my bad. Don't place the redstone dust right here. Don't do it. Two dust right here and a repeater right here. We want that to get powered from the torch, but we also want that to get powered from this drop hopper powering itself. And why do we want that? We want that because this will create from this torch the final pulse from the thing and also re-stabilize the wall. So you need a pushable block right here. You need a powerable block right here, also pushable, and then this can be anything, but it should be powerable. So make sure you get that right. And then for the final part, just place 2 vortex repeaters right here. Now, why was that slab here in the old version? That was because in the old version there was dust right here, but in the new version we have a repeater right here, so this can be a block if you want. And then you can like fill in this stuff, because we can place in our 6, 12, 18 sticky pistons to make up our beautiful triple piston extenders, and you block need to die. And as well as that, you can place that block, because yeah, the final circuit, which is light blue, which is actually the triple piston extender. Now, funny how the dark blue controls one triple piston extender and goes like across the entire thing. The cyan is like crammed into here and powers 2, and the smallest circuit out of all of 3 actually powers 3 triple piston extenders. That's really funny in my opinion. And that obvious, that as well, by the way. So we start by placing this redstone line and an updater piston right here, and another block right here. Cut off the signal to the side, and place a slab right here because we power that from here through some shit. We have 4 blocks right here, as well as 4 blocks right here with comparators on all of them. You can tell that this is going to be a mess, and it will be. So what do we have right here? We have 5, actually 6 droppers. So these 2 are facing upwards. This one is facing to that side. This and this one is facing to that side, and this one is facing inwards. You got that? Good. So what do we need in here? We need we need to make sure that this is an unstackable, a stackable item. My bad. We need to make sure this has a stackable item. This needs a stackable item. This needs a stackable item. This needs an unstackable item. Make absolutely sure. And stackable to 16 won't do the job. We need a shovel, or we need something which occupies an entire slot. And place it right here. Ignore that. And now we need to make a circle like this. And the item goes into this locked hopper. Doesn't matter what item it is, really. Because, trust me, it needs to be there. And the way we wire this stuff up is with a slab right here. So this needs to be a slab. And then we start placing 2 3-tick repeaters, a 4-tick repeater, blocks obviously, and a dot, and a comparator reading that. Now, what's missing is powering this one. To power that one, you need to grab a container, any container really, I just like furnaces in this case, and place a piston to the side, a block on it, and we read it through here. Now that will mess up some bullshit, so we destroy the piston, place it back in here, and if you have your glass placed in like this, you don't need to reset this stuff, that will get pushed in anyways. However, if you start off with your glass in the front, which why should you just follow the tutorial for fuck's sake, then you need to reset this. But yeah, whatever. So now that I've built this around 12 times, it would be really embarrassing if something would go wrong. Whoopity fucking do. I think I forgot to place an item in... I forgot to place an updater piston right here. Hooray. Embarrassing. Yay. So, yeah. If you followed this tutorial and remember to place that updater piston, and it doesn't work in a location or whatever, write a comment please, commenting on location, orientation, and probably a fixed point. So give me the coordinates of the input block and give me the direction you built it in. So I need the coordinates of the input block, I need the direction the door is facing, and I need to know, well, which side you build it on. So whether you build this one or whether you build this one. So for example, if this right here wouldn't work, could you please be so nice and comment that you started building the thing at what the flip, at 986, 106,015, facing north, and the redstone extends west. That way I can build it in a single player world at the exact location and figure out what's going on and then provide a fix for you. So yeah. Of course, if you have any questions or requests or want a more in-depth explanation, leave a comment as well. I will gladly deliver on those. And yeah, thank you for watching. And by the way, if you have Twitter and you want to get notified when I am frustrated about having to build 12 different doors, yeah, that's probably the way to catch that, because I tweeted this shit. And the cool thing about this location is my bike can stop at any rotation, and there's a door in the background.